Check the mic and make sure it sound right.
Hi, I'm DKWILL. This is DKWILL Talk About It. And XRP on the, what is this, the hourly? Yeah, it's the hourly. I'll tell you what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a cup and a handle on the hourly. Guess what? I'm also seeing a bigger cup and a handle and a smaller cup and a handle on the 3 hour. And would you believe it? When I look at the, what is this, daily, I see another cup and a handle forming, or a big old cup forming, or a cup and a handle that's already formed. And I kind of believe in cup and handles. So I think we can look forward to some good action from XRP here soon, currently trading at $3. But I'm going to touch on a few things real quick that I think will be helpful. First off, the government shutdown. A lot of people are saying that the government shutdown is delaying the ETFs, and that may not be necessarily accurate. And the reason it may not be necessarily accurate is right here. The generic listing standards. And the generic listing standards, take note. This decision allows major U.S. exchanges such as NASDAQ, NSE ARCA, and the CBO to list qualifying ETPs without requiring individual SEC approval for each product, significantly streamlining the process and potentially accelerating the launch of spot crypto ETFs. So if anyone is selling you a bill of goods on there trying to delay it, if you accept the delay mentally, you drink the Kool-Aid. The generic listing standards front ran this government shutdown because I'm sure they knew they were heading for a government shutdown. Eligible products include commodity-based trust shares, and I said that in a prior video. Interesting, they're starting to refer to a lot of digital assets as commodities, and here it says that hold spot commodities such as digital assets if they meet one of three conditions. It says the change is expected to reduce the timeline from potentially over 200 days to as little as 60 to 75 days. So if you think the government shutdown is going to slow down the launch of the exchange traded funds that are planned, you're very likely wrong. Here's something else people don't give thought to. The government shutdown, I'm apolitical, but the facts are the facts. The government shutdown was probably used as a tool to smear the current administration. But what it actually has done is ignited a protocol where now the president has way more power to decide what's going to come to life when the shutdown ends. It says here, to end the shutdown, Congress must pass and the president must sign appropriation bills, a process requiring bipartisan agreement, as the president cannot unilaterally end a shutdown. Okay, so a shutdown is going to force them to stop bucking with each other. They're going to have to come up with appropriations of funds bills, almost like a totally new budget that the president is willing to sign. So, aside from maybe streamlining government, there's a lot of chatter going around about people losing their benefits and everything, like food stamps and things like that. But this shutdown, that's part of the process. It says mandatory spending programs like Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid are largely unaffected, and beneficiaries continue to receive payments. For those who are seniors collecting Social Security, disabled collecting SSDI or SSI, Medicare and Medicaid recipients, you're safe. Not many other people are safe. Food assistance programs face varying impacts. As we can see here, the Small Business Administration halts processing new business loans. Passports and visa services being fee funded generally continue without interruption. Interestingly enough, I'm putting in an application here for a passport very shortly. Have it ready for Monday to come around. So, the generic listing standards were passed already by the government. It doesn't require more action by the government. And if the ETFs that are scheduled to launch meet the criteria, they can launch with or without the SEC operating. That's something to remember. Just a side note, public service announcement. Bank of America and Wells Fargo to close all 7,700 locations for 24 hours in weeks. How many weeks? Not very many, probably about 2 or 3, because that's scheduled, well, actually a little over one is on October 13th on Columbus Day. All branches will be closed. Now, when I saw this article, I thought, oh, wow, that's interesting because I've already been talking about banks failing and everything else, but it's a little deceptive. It's just a closure for Columbus Day, and a lot of government things would shut down on Columbus Day because Columbus Day is a federal holiday, which falls on the second Monday in October each year. So many government services were going to close down with or without, but it's interesting that the banks are going to close. However, not all banks are going to close. Not all banks. Chase told the Sun that they're going to remain open. So I thought I'd tell you that too. If you have any banking plans in the next week or so, you can forget about it on the 13th. And the 13th, like the article says, is not this Monday tomorrow, but the following Monday, the 13th of October, the banks will be closed. Timing is a suspect with me. A lot of things can go down when the banks are closed as far as the protocols and the systems behind being modified, we'll call it, upgraded, maintenance, whatever lie they want to tell you. So the generic listing standards are in place. Qualifying ETPs without requiring individual SEC approval for each product means the markets are going to keep flowing, particularly the crypto markets, which is why you probably clicked on this channel. And XRP, as we leave, is still trading at $3 with the formation of a cup and handle continuing to be obvious, even on the monthly. That's all I got to talk about. I'm DK Will. This is DK Will Talk About It. And I talked about it. Have a wonderful day.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right.